Welcome everybody to this is the first edition, podcast edition of the CGF Beaver show, brought to you by Betezy.com.au. This is the sports edition, and we'll be focusing on NRL and AFL in the lead up to the finals. How are you, Beaver?
Very well, thank you, CGF. Looking forward to our first show, mate.
Yeah, it'd be good. We've State of Origin moved on now. We're now down to the nitty gritty. We're sort of moving towards the finals.
Yes.
Which ain't that far away.
It's D-Day now for a few teams, CGF.
Yeah, I think some of them have died already, mate. But anyway.
Yeah, there's a few on the cusp there. There's, 4 teams tied in 8th position, all a chance, and 3 teams just behind them.
Well, Friday night gives us North Queensland and Brisbane. You're getting $2.76 about Brisbane, about $1.50 odd about North Queensland.
Yep.
The Titans of Queensland are banging. They're neither of them going to make the finals.
No. So it's a bit of a nothing match.
Yeah, but it is a bit of a nothing match. But Griffin's made a few changes. He kicked Wallace off onto the bench.
Yeah.
He's dropped Corey Norman back to the Intrust Cup.
That's right.
And basically said, put a few youngsters in there.
Well, Peter Wallace has been told to find a new club, CGF.
Yeah, he's a bit pissed off because he was he had a few offers, nibbled about 7-8 rounds ago, and then he got told he was in the good books, and now he's bloody out in his bum.
Yeah, but $400,000 for Peter Wallace. Jeez, mate.
He's been a good servant to Brisbane.
Oh, yeah, he's just an average first-grade footballer, CGF.
Might be an average, but he's done his job, and he's done his job diligently.
How many comps they won since he's been there?
Not too many.
Yeah, thank you.
So, who are you going for?
It's 50-50. Look, CGF, I'll go for a Broncos upset.
Good stuff.
I think on paper their side looks reasonably good. I know the Cowboys are hard to beat at home, but I think they'll be fired up for a win.
Yeah, I'll go with Brisbane. I'm with you there. Brings us to the other game, Bulldogs versus Parramatta. Bulldogs $1.10, but prohibited. Parramatta $11. Bulldogs win this.
Yep, Bulldogs will win this, and I'd be happy to give away plenty of start here, CGF. The Bulldogs need to improve their for and against, so they'll be looking to stamp on the Eels' throat.
The next game is St George versus Canberra. Can St George continue on their good form from Monday night?
Definitely can, CGF. Definitely can. It's a big backup. It's a big ask to back up after such a tough game against the Rabbits. But we all know the Raiders don't travel well at all. They really struggle away from home. They do need a win, but I think the Dragons can win again at home. And with the service of Josh Dugan at the back, I think he's just playing great football. I like the Dragons.
Yeah, I'm with you. It'd be interesting to see if Blake Ferguson gets a run now that he's back on board.
I don't think he will, CGF.
No, I don't either. I don't think he should, actually. I think it's all a bit prescribed otherwise.
I think they'll give him another week.
Yeah. I think St George can continue on. I think they showed a bit, and I think they made a bit of belief in what they're going to do. That brings us to the Gold Coast and South. Gold Coast paying $3.50, South at $1.40. I'm going with the Gold Coast.
Going to Gold Coast.
I'm going to go Gold Coast. I've just got a sneaky suspicion that South's going to go through a little run here, and I don't think that's because Greg Inglis is not playing. I just think they're going to go through a bit of a run.
Yeah.
And every team in the history of the game has done it. And it's funny after Origin how they'll lose one or whatever, and they didn't have as many players in Origin as say the Roosters or whatever.
Yeah.
I've just got a sneaky suspicion that the Gold Coast will cause an upset.
Yeah, can't get me.
Fair enough.
I think they're a hope. They're a hope, particularly because Inglis is out. I think he makes a massive difference to any football team. They don't look as strong in the back five with him out, not there. Hunt, Merritt, Goodwin, Walker, Everingham. They're not the flashiest players without a Greg Inglis there, and he draws a lot of attention. So you could well be right. The only problem is, Titans have Jamie Dowling and Jordan Rankin and the likes, which I don't know that, there's a lot of difference there. No. So I'm going to go the Rabbits in a close one.
What I think will be one of the better matches of the weekend is the Warriors and Melbourne Storm.
Yep.
The Warriors have transformed themselves, playing really, really good footy, bit of structured footy. Thought they were very good against South. Storm, now they have the issue of coming back with a lot of players coming back from Origin. They're going over to NZ. The bookies reckon that Melbourne will get the chocolates slightly ahead of New Zealand, but I'll back New Zealand and New Zealand.
I'm going to go the Storm. I think the $1.80-ish mark is pretty good value. I think it's probably going to be a match that's going to be a slogfest, and it might be not played in the best conditions, and I think that'll suit the Storm if it gets down to the grind. and it's percentage football. So I'm looking for the Storm to win and be too strong.
Brings us to Cronulla and Penrith. Penrith, your team?
Oh, please. I'm not a Penrith supporter.
Who do you like?
Oh, look. Sharks were dreadful last week, CGF. Really dreadful. Panthers, they're hard to catch. I'm going to go the Sharks at home. I think they need to bounce back. I think this is a must-win game for them, and I think they can turn it around. So I am going to go the Sharks, not with a heap of confidence, but I think they'll win.
I'll take the Penny Panthers. I think that the Cronulla Sharks have got their minds on other things at the moment.
Yep.
Asada to be one of them.
Yes.
I think that
it's reared its ugly head again, CGF.
Yeah, and I mean all the stuff that's coming out in the press, who deals being done, this, that, whatever. I mean, who knows what the bloody truth is? At the end of the day, though, there's something going on.
What do you think about all of that, CGF? What's your view?
I think that if they were to do deals, then I think that's wrong. I don't think it's in the spirit of what's the argument they have is that they took things unknowingly. Unfortunately, that doesn't wear in the code.
No.
It doesn't matter whether you're a rugby league player, an AFL player, or a bloody sprinter. If you take something, it's your responsibility. Now, they're saying that they're worried about getting bloody sued and everything else. I mean, the club getting sued and there was deals done. And, if I don't... Under the ASADA rules, you can't get paid if you're suspended. Or the WADA rules. So, look, all I know is I want the whole lot bloody cleaned up and let's move on. I think it's ludicrous that we're now into finals, or getting to finals time, and we'll come to the AFL in a moment, and Essendon's got even bigger bloody shit sandwich to deal with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're talking about Essendon losing points.
Yeah.
Now, that could happen to Cronulla, I suppose. I don't know. Who knows? But I just think it's just, gone on for a long, long time. The sooner it's cleaned up and we can all get on with it, the better.
I agree.
But, I mean, that obesity drug, obviously something you've been taking for a while.
Oh, you're kidding. Have a look at me.
I'm going to take the Penny Panthers because of that reason. Then the game that I'm really looking forward to is the Newcastle Knights against my team, the Sydney Roosters.
Yeah.
The Roosters have been on fire.
They're good.
They need one more game to win by 0 to equal the record of the team of 1971.
Is it 5 games to...
6, as I understand it.
Oh.
I did get told 5, but I believe it's 6.
You just like saying 6.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think it's 5, mate.
Rightio. Well, I'll bow to your superior knowledge.
Yeah.
Because you sit on your ass doing nothing all day but reading these websites.
That's right.
So, Newcastle Knights, Sydney, I think this is going to be really close.
Yeah, it is going to be.
I'm a little bit worried, actually.
Are you?
Yeah, I am a little bit worried. I don't know. I just got this feeling that Newcastle are going to give them a real run for their money. But I'll stick with my Roosters. But, I think this will be a tough game.
Yeah,
1 to 12.
I'll go the Roosters as well, CGF. I see a name in the back row in the form of Sonny Bill Williams.
Yeah.
I think if he plays, he's just a dominant force, and I think he's the difference in why the Roosters are where they are this year. So, while he's playing and he's in form, that makes them title contenders, and that's why they're now in the favourites to win the competition.
And to finish the round off, we've got Monday Night Football, the West Tigers versus Manly. No real interest for me in this game.
No, me either, CGF. Manly will win, and that'll be a cover.
Yeah, and we might not have to hear about Benji Marshall again.
So what do you got if you had to multi a few things up there, CGF? What do you like?
Look, I'm going a bit rough. So if you wanted one, I'd take Brisbane into the New Zealand Warriors, into the Penny Panthers, into the Sydney Roosters.
Fair enough.
Give you about $15-16.
Yeah. I'd go Bulldogs at the line.
Yep.
Rabbitohs to win.
Yep.
Storm to win.
Yep.
And Manly at the line.
Yep. Oh, you're putting yourself out there.
Mate, I'm chasing some big starts there. That'd be good, playing good value, that.
The line's going to pay $1.90.
Yeah. So you got $2.90, $1.80 and $1.40.
Brisbane $2.76.
Do your sums there, mate. It's close to $10.
$2.76 into $2.21 into $2.90 into $1.52. I think I've got you covered.
Yeah, but you'll lose and I'll win.
Yeah,
no-brainer.
Right, let's get on to the AFL. We won't take every game there, but there is some interesting games. The one on Friday night's a cracker, Essendon versus Hawthorn. The odds say that Essendon won it easy. I don't know that that's going to be the case, but Essendon paying $3.21, Hawthorn about $1.40. Can't see Hawthorn getting beaten.
Me either.
But I think this is going to be an interesting game.
Yeah. Look, CGF, I think Hawthorn are probably still the team to beat in the competition. Buddy looks to be back.
If they can beat Geelong.
If they can beat Geelong, correct.
I mean, that's a big if.
Yeah, but with Buddy back, I think they'll be too good for Essendon. They're still without Watson. He won't be playing. Your best player out and the other teams, the premiership favourites. I think that's going to be a telling factor.
Gold Coast Carlton. Can Gold Coast create another upset after beating the Collingwood last week? What do you reckon? Gary Ablett, 49 possessions. He's a freak.
He's a genius.
Absolute freak.
He is the best player in the competition. He is the reason that Gold Coast Suns have won 6 games this year, and good luck to them. They can cause the upsets.
Will they though?
Will they though? Look, I'm willing to have a crack and say they can.
Yeah.
I thought Carlton had a very, very hard game last week to CGF. Really took it out of them. They got out to a big lead. North Melbourne just about run them down. Probably should have.
Well, Collingwood tailed up Carlton, didn't they?
Yes.
We go through the form line.
Yeah, and it's not great form. I mean, Carlton aren't flying by any means. So
brings us to Kangaroos Melbourne. Kangaroos beat Melbourne. Collingwood will beat GWS. Geelong will beat St Kilda. Fremantle at home to Adelaide. Adelaide came out of the woodwork. Cost me a bloody multi too.
Did they?
Oh, well, they had bloody...
Oh, yes. They cost me too.
I had the Warriors to beat the Tigers to cover the line. And then I had... who did I have? I had Sydney Swans to cover the line against the West Coast Eagles.
Nice one.
And just Geelong to win. Oh, no, Geelong to cover 27. Oh. They're up by 30 at half time. I'm thinking, go collect the cash.
Yeah.
And then they faded.
Oh, well, I only had them at the try bet, the 15.5. So I was reasonably confident at that stage. And did they capitulate?
Look, they should beat St Kilda.
Yeah, Freo at home.
Sorry, Adelaide. Freo should beat Adelaide at home. I think that's the big trust. Yeah. Port Adelaide and Brisbane. Port Adelaide $1.45, Brisbane $3. I reckon this is an even money game. I really do. Port Adelaide have been very, very solid. Brisbane have no doubt improved out of sight, but I'm not quite sure I see, double the odds in it.
Oh, look, at home. If it was the other way around, CGF, if it was at Brisbane, I could think your argument's plausible, but I think
Brisbane at the line.
Maybe. I think Port are strong at home. They really are. They're really hard to beat, and they've shown some good form this year. I think they're one of the better bets of the round.
Western Bulldogs to $3.50 odd to beat, playing the West Coast Eagles. But Western Bulldogs at home, can't see them beat the West Coast Eagles. But the West Coast Eagles not going that flash either.
Oh, dreadful.
But, Sydney Swans versus Richmond. Now this is interesting. The Swannies have been quoted at about $1.30 and Richmond out at $4. There's no way knowing Richmond will be paying $4 come Sunday. No way.
You don't think so?
The Swans win.
Yeah.
But
in Sydney.
They won't. It's a line bet. I'd take the line. Give me 18 odd points and I'll take Richmond.
Well, what are you getting?
Well, I haven't got the line betting here, have I?
Yeah.
Otherwise I'd be spouting it out. I haven't got my Betezy side up at the moment because I've got about 14 other screens in front.
Fair enough.
But I think I'd go the line.
Yeah. Look, I think the Swans are going to be too good. I think they're probably the team to beat this year. Aside from Hawthorn, I think they'll play the grand final again. Those two teams. So it's hard to go past Sydney for me, CGF.
Yeah, look, I mean, there was a train of thought at the start of the season when I had a bet with one of my mates that Sydney Swans wouldn't be the top 4, but I'll tell you what, I reckon they'll be knocking on the door.
There you go. You can get about 24 starts, CGF.
24 start, that'll do, mate.
Yeah, it's a big start.
Bob's your uncle, Mary's your aunt.
Yep.
Get in there.
The one thing about Richmond is they've got some really, really outstanding young players that sometimes they just don't put in.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think last week was a bit of a coming age for them beating Fremantle.
Yeah.
I know it was at the MCG,
yeah,
but it's the first team they've beaten above them, and I think they, again, a team they can move on from there.
Yep.
I mean, I just think the Sydney Swans are a thoroughly professional outfit. Beating them is, bloody hard yards. But anyway, time will tell.
So what do you like? What do you like it as a multi, CGF?
If I took a safe multi, I'd take Hawthorn into the Gold Coast. Not safe, but into Brisbane, into Richmond with the line. But then I'm looking for a bit of value there.
Fair enough. Well, the Beaver's going to go Hawthorn as a special standout.
Yeah.
I think Port Adelaide will win.
Yeah.
I'll take Freo at the try-bet, and I think I'll take Sydney at try-bet.
Good stuff.
So that's mine for this weekend, CGF.
Well, we can have a chat about it. Any offers for the punters?
Punters want offers.
Right.
You know what I do have, CGF?
What?
For people that want to listen to the show and are interested.
Yeah.
I got some tickets for next weekend's game at the Gold Coast, given that Betezy sponsor the Gold Coast Titans. So I'm willing to give 2 tickets away to, send in an email to the Beaver at betezy.com.au. If you're interested in the Titans match at Gold Coast to play the Tigers, A-grade seats. Hopefully you live on the Gold Coast. I'm not paying for your airfares or your accommodation, so it's more for the Betezy Titans fans. But I'm happy to give away something there, CGF.
Well, we can see if we've got any Betezy Titans fans after the show, because you line over your tickets, God, or we'll be stuck with them.
That's right.
Right, everybody.
CGF.
Yes.
Ashes, cricket, Australian cricket.
Oh.
We're talking sport. What's your take?
Wow. Shane Watson needs to move his front foot.
Oh.
If he doesn't move his front foot, he's going to continually be out LBW. I think they'll bring Warner back after that 193. I can't see why you wouldn't bring him back.
I don't know what, CGF, I cannot understand why they took him to England for the first match, didn't play him, then the second match they send him somewhere else.
No, well, he wasn't going to play the first. He was never going to play the first match after he was suspended.
If he's not allowed to play, send him out or get him in the side. He's one of the best 6 batsmen we got.
Yeah, look, I think
ridiculous.
I think Warner comes in. I think the offie comes in. What's his name? Lyon comes in. I think Agard needs a rest.
Yeah.
He's done his bit, but I think you need hard experience.
Yeah. And who's Warner going to come in for, CGF?
That's a good question. I'm not 100%. Well, you're not going to drop Kawaja.
I think Chris Rogers has got to go, CGF.
No. Chris Rogers hasn't done much wrong. Well, mate, the team hasn't.
He's a Gumby.
Mate, he scored a 50 and he scored a 20. That's far better.
3 cheers for Rogers.
Well, hang on a minute. Look around him.
I don't care.
Look around him.
He's not good enough.
Oh, no, I don't. I disagree.
He's not good enough.
I disagree.
He's not a Test cricketer.
Well, I disagree.
He's 35 years of age. He's not a Test cricketer. He's got no future in Australian cricket.
Well, why put him on the bloody tour in the first place?
Exactly. I'm with you.
You've got him there now. Use it.
No, it was the craziest decision.
Right. I disagree. I reckon Watson's easier to get out than bloody Chris Rogers.
Oh,
well. He does
Watson's
not.
a better cricketer.
Mate, he doesn't move his bloody front foot.
And that may be the case.
And then he goes and does a bloody review, and all the Australian cricketers are laughing at him.
One thing I don't get, CGF, with Australian cricket is they've got George Bailey, who they have as captain of 2020 and one-day team, who scores hundreds in one-day cricket. But apparently, he's not good enough for Test cricket and wouldn't score hundreds there. You can put Chris Rogers, Steve Smith, those types of guys in any form of cricket in international level. They'll never score you 100. I don't care what form of the game. And you've got Bailey and Voges who are scoring runs in one-day cricket, can't get a start. I'm gobsmacked. And Brad Haddon, might as well be out there with his walking frame. He's passed it too. You've got a young bloke that was doing quite well in Matthew Wade, which was a bit of future, and they get rid of him as well. I just don't know. I'm gobsmacked, CJ.
Well, I think the selectors have completely cocked it up.
Again.
And then, but then there's the issue in the background about Watson and Clark.
Yeah.
He was the vice captain. That screwed it up. Haddon came in only because of that. They wanted to bring some experience. And so, anyway.
Do you want Beaver's late mail?
Yep.
Michael Clark will retire from cricket at the end of the Australian summer. There's the Beaver rumour. You heard it here first, CGF.
Rightio then. Thank you very much. This is the CGF and Beaver podcast, the sports edition, brought to you by betezy.com.au. Thank you very much, everybody. We've talked a load of crap, but anyway, hopefully you'll get some value out of it, and we'll talk to you again next week.
See you, CGF.
See you later, mate.